Our program is our program. We always pray a lot around here. And we know that faith can move mountains. But when you get to the playoffs, God gives you a shovel.
It's like hugging a rock.
Love you, man.
Yep, I know.
Love you, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
When something in life goes wrong and you have the strength in your mind, it's gonna give in, it's gonna break. When you strengthen your mind and when life hits you, you can respond in the right way.
Not money, it's love. It's love. That's what you're missing, young man. That's what you're missing. Okay?
My youngest daughter, who at the time was 8 years old, she said, "Dad, what is God going to do with a football team?"
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network, brought to you by Coachella Sports and Entertainment Stadium Authority. I am your host for the evening, Slammin Sam Maggio, the voice of your SoCal Coyotes. Sitting next to me, Senior Vice President of the nonprofit SoCal Coyotes, Mr. Ron DiGrandi. Ron, how we doing today?
Sam, this is going to be a fantastic evening. The weather's perfect. We got a great rivalry going on here. I'm looking forward to an exciting game. And once again, what an honor it is to be next to you, Sam. Calling out the game.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. And it is week 2 of the Coyote 2022 spring season. It's upon us. 2 of the nation's most powerful developmental pro football programs tonight, and perennial arch rivals as they do battle the 6-time champion SoCal Coyotes visiting the 9-time champion Inglewood Blackhawks here at Jackie Robinson Stadium in Los Angeles. And tonight, these 2 powerhouses, in a show of patriotism, they will literally stand for Ukraine, and they're going to observe a moment of silence following the national anthem, which is just coming up soon. Both teams are also showing their national pride by wearing their color rush uniforms. You can see the Blackhawks wearing red, untraditional for them, but they are wearing red uniforms. Coyotes wearing their navy blue, so we got red, white, and blue covered for America, for the patriotism, and they're going to be standing for Ukraine, and our hearts and our prayers go out to all of those in Ukraine and everybody around the world for peace and prosperity. So last week, the dark side defense led the Coyotes to an odd 6-2 victory over the San Diego Silverbacks. It was a scoop and score by linebacker Justin Taylor, provided the game's only touchdown. That was pretty crazy, huh, Ron? A back-and-forth game. Nobody got into the end zone, and then it was a defensive score that ends up being the game winner.
And it was all about the dark side defense, Sam, of the SoCal Coyotes. They were on their game, and that's what really saved the day.
Absolutely. Hats off to Coach Coffey. That's Coach Lawrence Coffey, our defensive coordinator. The Coyotes, they kept that defense kept us in the game. Defensive shutout, the only points coming on a 2-point safety that was brilliantly by Coach Miller called just because they needed to flip field position. Gave up the 2 points and was able to preserve the win that way.
Absolutely, just a phenomenal game, and that was a great call by Coach Miller. Very strategic, and it was well played, and it won the game.
Absolutely. The Blackhawks last week, they raced out to a 26-0 halftime lead against Santa Clarita Valley Tigers, and they cruised to a dominating 38-0 victory. So both teams coming off a victory. Coyotes kind of scratched their way, but of course, as Coach likes to say, rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss. So they'll take the W, and we'll see what kind of improvements they made over the week and we'll see how we fare against the Inglewood Blackhawks here in Los Angeles, California. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network, brought to you by Coachella Sports and Entertainment Stadium Authority. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching SoCal Coyote football here in Los Angeles, California. Looks like the SoCal Coyotes are going to be kicking off, going right to left on your dial. Not too many people listening on radios anymore, but that's the way we used to say it back in the day.
It's all about the streaming today, Sam.
That's right, that's right. Mr. Ron DiGrandi, as you all recall, standing next to me. So one of the bigger storylines coming out, actually, we're not going to go to that story because that's the whistle. They're getting ready to play some football, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put a pin in what I was going to say, and let's just get to the good stuff here, huh, Ron?
Sam, I'm ready for a great game tonight, and the weather's absolutely perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. No wind, and there is the kickoff. Ball's going to be fielded right about the goal line. He takes a step back into the goal line. Now he's got to step back out. He's going to his left side, crosses the 20-yard or the 15-yard line, looking for some room, does not find it. And he's going to end up being just shy of the 20. We'll see where they spot that. Looks like it might be right at the 15-yard line where the Blackhawks will take over 1st and 10. And actually,
good coverage by the Coyote dark side defense. And here they go.
A new kicker for the Coyotes. We'll be getting to that story, but kicker Daniel Parisi. As you recall, last week the Coyotes, without a punter or a kicker, had some trouble with field position and getting the ball back and forth. So we'll get into that story later, but they did acquire a punter and a kicker for today's game, so that should help them out tremendously. Ball is set at the 20, where the Blackhawks will take over 1st and 10. Looks like number 10, Jimmy Doe, is the quarterback to get started for the Blackhawks. They go into a shotgun formation. Inside handoff to the left side. That's number 17. He's cutting around the left side. He's going to get a few yards on that play. Number 17 on my list here. I don't have a 17. I have Lonnie Bickham on the defense. We'll see if that holds true. But either way, it's going to be a pickup of about 5. We'll call it. Trying to find the yard markers here. It's about 5 yards. So the ball's on the 25-yard line. So a good 5-yard gain on the first down play for the Blackhawks. Coming out of the shotgun again. There's the snap. Another same play, handoff, and this time Coyotes are ready for it. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but there is no room to run on that play.
Great stop by the dark side defense, Sam. This will be their biggest challenge. This game right now, game number 2, is going to be one of their biggest challenges for the year, so it's going to see how they come out.
Yep. Big number 47 for the Coyotes coming in. Don't have a name on that number, but coming in and getting the first stop. Maybe a yard on the play. The ball's now on the 21-yard line. 3rd down for the Blackhawks. They need to get to the 30 for the first down. There's the shotgun snap, looking downfield, looking for a man over. He's going downfield, and boy, his man just got juked, and that's number 7. Number 7, that's Justin Sidney. Boy, that's an 80-yard touchdown pass for the Blackhawks. Trying to figure out who was in coverage there. Looks like he got juked, stopped on the route, and then his receiver just kept on running right by him for an easy touchdown. I think that was number 29 on coverage, Theseus Anderson. That's the rookie.
Looks like the defense got a little relaxed there, Sam. Was not looking for the pass.
Yeah, he looks like he thought his man was going to cut up short, and there might have been a coverage assignment that was blown there because he looked confused, and they're talking to him right now in the backfield, patting him on the head, saying, that's all right. We gave up one there, coverage blown, but we'll get it back. So Didn't take the Blackhawks long to get the long touchdown drive. They were on their 25-yard line.
Blackhawks have a home field advantage. They came out, used it, and
they run the They run the option to the right side, going for 2, and it is effective. 2-point play is good, and right off the bat,
Blackhawks come out with the opening score.
The Blackhawks with an 8-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back, get ourselves organized, and get ready for Coyotes' offensive first drive in the game. We'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes football here in Los Angeles, California, against the rivals, the Inglewood Blackhawks. Blackhawks came out and stunned the 49ers, or the 49ers.
That was a different game.
I guess we show where my allegiances are in the pro world. Gave up that so much for being neutral on that ground. No, the Blackhawks came out and stunned the Coyotes with a quick 3-play touchdown score, 25 yards on the pass. On the blown coverage. We'll see how the Coyotes respond as they get back ready for the kickoff. Number 29, Theseus Anderson and Trey Watson back to receive for the Coyotes. Actually, that looks like that might be Ty Simmons who's back there with him. Yeah, Ty Simmons and Theseus are back there. Short kick, and looks like Anderson's going to be picking the ball up. He's got it at the 20. Now he's racing to the right side, looking for some room, cuts forward, and he's going to get to about the 30-yard line. Not a bad return. A little bit of jawing on the field as normal. These two teams know each other quite well, Ron.
Yes, they do, and we're just going to be jawing throughout the night, Sam.
Two of the biggest rivalries in developmental pro football that you'll ever find. Both storied.
Both have great storied franchises,
Absolutely.
great backgrounds, great histories.
So as you all remember from last week, the new quarterback for the SoCal Coyotes, Rashad the Franchise Roberts, holds just about every wide receiving record and scoring record for the Coyotes at that position. So we'll see how he fares. Last week wasn't terrible, but he didn't have the game that he wanted to have, obviously.
You know, Rashad came out on his first game, had to shake off the cobwebs. I know they looked at a lot of tape after the game, so he got to see, what worked, what didn't work. I'm looking forward to see the adjustments that were made.
That's right, yeah. Sugar Shane, our offensive coordinator, only had about a week with him when he came onto the team, so he's had an extra week now to work with Franchise. We'll see how that goes. It's a quick pitch out to the left side. Immediately, man in the backfield. He's going to try to get around, but that's not going to go anywhere. That play meant for number 41. I have Igor Castrahone. Igor Castrahone. We're going to get that one. He's a new player on the Coyotes. So the pitch out to no avail. He ended up going to lose about 6 yards on the play. So the Coyotes already working backwards.
Okay, opening play is worked off. I know Rashad's going to quickly settle down. I have no doubt. The Silver Streak offense is going to come alive here, Sam.
Rashad out of the shotgun. Split receivers. Oh, the ball was snapped without Rashad looking at the ball. That could have been really dangerous. And the Coyotes do fall on it. Again, number 41, Edgar Castrahone, he's the running back, and he smartly just fell on that. So the Coyotes definitely working backwards here, Ron, not doing themselves any favors. They got to get all the way to the 44-yard line for the first down. So they got a ways to go here. First down and plenty, or third down and plenty.
Yep, Rashad's got to pull them together quickly. Yeah. I know Coach Miller is going to have some discussion pretty quickly.
Yeah, little pregame jitters here. Not quite sure. The Coyotes look like they're not quite off the bus yet, but we'll see if they can recover quickly. Roberts out of the shotgun. Trips right. Drops back to pass. He's looking downfield now. Short screen pass to number 24. He's going to catch it at about the 15-yard line and carry it forward to about the 20. It's going to be a nice little pickup, but it's obviously not going to be enough for the first down. And we'll get our first look at new punter Zach Kozlik. He's out of Chadron State. San Diego boy out of Coronado, his hometown. Number 21. Both Parisi and Kozlik, Parisi our kicker and Kozlik the punter, top SoCal prospects from the Kearney coaching school. John Kearney, San Diego Chargers, all-time field goal and scoring leader, and member of the Saints Hall of Fame. With his and that loose snap goes through the legs of the punter, and boy, right off the bat, the Coyotes are just all over the place in trouble. That's a safety, ladies and gentlemen. Ball's recovered in the end zone. And down there where that will be another 2 points. So without blinking, the Inglewood Blackhawks coming out and now have a 10-0 lead over the SoCal Coyotes. Just a lot of things going wrong right now for the Coyotes. They need to get themselves together, Ron.
Sam, this is one of the really poorest openings I've seen from the team in a long time. And I know that they really went through a lot of tape. They've met this week. They've done a lot of review and research. They've had their practices. So it's kind of a shock to see what we've seen so far.
Yeah, new punter, new kicker on the team, but long snapper, of course, Jake Sheffield, who really is a linebacker and a defensive lineman at his core position, but he's done snapping over the years. Unfortunately, that ball just skipped on the ground, and Kozlik was not able to control that ball, got away from him. So the Coyotes were going to be kicking off. So on top of insult to injury there, they give up the 2 points, and of course on a safety, the Blackhawks will get the ball back. Players moving around. Referee's still trying to get things settled here, waiting for a whistle to be blown so they can make the play. There's the whistle. And the kickoff goes deep down to the 15-yard line where number 19 takes it. Now he's squirting over to his left side, trying to find some running room. He's running around the left side, tried to cut the corner, and he's going to get down about the 38-yard line. Not a bad return. And let's see, it looks like they're going to mark it right at the 40. So he'll get all the way to the 40, where the Blackhawks will be taking over 1st and 10 and with pretty good field position.
Sam, like last week, it's going to be the dark side defense that's going to have a lot of the burden on their shoulders, it looks like, this game. At least early on. It's going to be up to the defense to really pull something off here.
Yep, we're going to be looking for some of the stalwart leaders like Jake Sheffield, veteran edge rusher Kelvin Kane, who led the Coyotes with 7 total tackles, 2 sacks, and a tackle for loss last week. We'll see if maybe they can get something started for the Coyotes on defense here. 1st and 10. Blackhawks go stack their receivers on both sides. And that's going to be a screen pass to number 7, and now he's got met with immediate coverage.
Okay.
Going to be a big loss on the play. That screen went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, dark side defense had to come out with a great play on that first play. They really need a pick-me-up here. You know, there's just got to be some deflation on the team right now. So
that's right. Otis Ricks, the DB, nice pickup on there. Sniffed that play out immediately. That's a 7 or 8 yard loss now. The Blackhawks all the way down to their 39-yard line. So nice defensive play there by Ricks, who out of Dixie State.
And check on that, Sam. I got 34.
I'm sorry?
34-yard line.
Oh, 34-yard
Yep.
line. Okay, thank you. 2nd down play for the for the Blackhawks. They send a man in motion to the left side. There's a snap, looking downfield to pass. Now he's going to scramble out to his left. Now he's going to throw the ball. He's got another man streaking downfield. And just like last time, the defender lets the player get in behind him. These defenders are getting lost and letting these receivers run by them. I don't know if they're waiting for help on the top side or if they're just getting lost, but that's number 9, David Carter, for the Blackhawks with the big reception all the way down to the Coyote 48-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some backfield communication among the players. but they've definitely got to start talking.
That's right. That's actually the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10. Blackhawks moving the ball now. Inside handoff. And he's got some room right up the middle. That's number 25. Getting a nice little pickup of about 10 yards. That's Kendall Gordon. Had a big game last week for the Blackhawks. 123 all-purpose yards for him last week in their win over the Tigers. 1st and 10 again. Blackhawks with 2 successive first down plays. Ball's now on the 39-yard line of the Coyotes, so Blackhawks are threatening again. Now they go into split receiver set. There's the snap. Looking downfield, he's had some time, and that ball falls incomplete. Doe had to step into the pocket. He had a little bit of pressure, but was able to make the throw. Looks like that was intended for Maurice Austin, number 0. But too high and too hard, and good coverage on the play for the incomplete pass.
Yep.
Going to bring down 2nd down. Coyote defense would really like to get a stop here. Try to keep points off the board so they can try to get some of this momentum back. Blackhawks taking their time in the huddle. Now they break.
I know Blackhawks owner Tony Reed has also done a great job getting his team ready for this season. So this whole season, it looks to be a really good setup for all teams to have some really good played games.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get into the LDFL and the DFI merger that we talked about last week, which is big news in developmental football. Jimmy Doe takes the pass and rolls right. Goes for the pass to number 15 or 19. Can't tell what the number. They're number 19, but that falls incomplete. They had the little hitch pass open there. Would have been a nice little gain, but incomplete pass.
Yeah, again, Sam, the receivers are getting open, so there's a hole somewhere that needs to be filled.
Yeah. That was pretty good coverage. It would have been a short gain, if anything, so not too bad coverage on the play, but those receivers, they got to catch that ball before they turn around and try to make something happen with it. So 3rd down play for the Blackhawks. 3rd and 10. Big stop here for the Coyote defense if they can. Shotgun. Got the snap looking downfield. It's going to be a long pass downfield. And number 29 and number 7 wrestling for the ball. Number 7 gets separation, and that's a touchdown pass. Same players, same exact situation. Theseus Anderson had looks like he was trying to get position on the ball. He's talking to the ref. He thinks that there was a push off there, but at the end of the day, another touchdown pass from Jimmy Doe. We'll try to get the number on the. I think that was Justin Sidney, number 7 again, who made that touchdown catch.
Well, this is one of the toughest openings the Coyotes have had in several seasons.
Yeah, they've given up 2 quick touchdowns and a safety. So right now the score is 16-0 with the 2-point conversion. Man in motion to the right. Snap. Looking to that same man in motion, and he was wide open. Nobody picked him up. Coyotes having tremendous trouble in coverage right now. The man who went into motion was wide open for the 2-point conversion. So 18-0 now. The Coyotes are stunned on the sideline. Blackhawks are having a good time right now. They're playing some good football, and they're in control of this game. We're going to take a quick break. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network. We'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network. All right. Coyotes back to receive the kick after the long score by the Blackhawks. As we mentioned, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and a safety. Looks like that's Ty Simmons on the back right side who makes the catch. Going to bring it forward to about the 24-yard line, 25. Don't think that was Simmons. We'll try to get a number on that. in any event. Actually, yeah, that was 24. All right, well, Coyotes taking over 1st and 10. Their ball is sitting at the 25-yard line. Their first series, they went backwards a few plays, were not able to get a whole lot going on. And then on the punt attempt, the ball squirted in between the legs of punter Zach Kozlik for the safety. So just about everything that could go wrong for the Coyotes has. Hopefully they've gotten that all out of the way. Now they can just play football. Right?
That's exactly right, Sam. I know Coach Miller met with the offense while they were off the sideline. So we will see what was said and what can be done.
Okay. Coyotes go trips left out of the shotgun. Rashad Roberts waiting for the snap. There's the snap. Rolls immediately to his left and throws the ball out of bounds. Intended for number 29. It's Theseus Anderson. Anderson, you're going to see him playing both ways. He is effective with the ball on either side of the ball. He's had a rough game at the DB position right now on a couple of passes that have been touchdown passes that were scored against him. But we hope to see some things out of him off the offensive side. He is now on the sideline. Coyotes start their second down play. They're still in their huddle. Now they break. Let's see the formation that they get into here. Another trips left again. Roberts waiting for the snap. And we have a Coyote jumping on the right side. Looks like that was Julian Hill. Coyotes just all over the place, cannot seem to get themselves set. That's going to be an offensive motion penalty. That's going to be 5 yards.
Sam, that's when it gets a little more painful, when you have penalties now on top of just some bad plays.
The self-inflicted, mental mistakes. You get out of the game, you get behind, you get a little frustrated. It's hard to compose yourself, especially these are young players. Many of these kids are still trying to figure it out, and so that's what developmental football is all about. Coach Miller, I'm sure he's going to be talking up and just telling these guys to compose themselves. Get yourself back into the game one bit by one bit. You're not going to get it all in one play. So, all right, ball's now at the 20-yard line. Rashad Roberts goes for a quick pass on the right side. First completion of the day, or actually second completion of the day. The ball's going to get to about the 25-yard line. Not a bad pickup.
Good quick release by Rashad.
Yeah, Rashad with
on the money on that.
Yeah,
one.
good pass there. So now the ball being placed right at the 20-yard line. Excuse me, the 30-yard, or it gets to the 28-yard line. 28-yard line. So they need to get to the 35. So we're going to call this about a 3rd and 7. Now they go trips right. Ty Simmons, the lone man on the left side. Roberts takes a snap, looking to his right. Now he rolls out. He's going to take it in. Now he's rolling, trying to get away from pressure. He's going to run forward. Now he's up to the 30-yard line. We're going to see just where that ball gets placed. I don't know if he had enough for the first down. We're going to see where they mark that. Nice little pickup by Rashad. He didn't really have much downfield. And it looks like it's going to be 4th down along the right side there.
Good hustle by Rashad to at least get out of the pocket.
Yep.
Pick up a few yards, but still 4th down. And here comes the punter.
Yep, number 21, Zach Kozlik, as we mentioned, out of Shadron State. New addition to the Coyotes just today. Another skipped ball, but he's able to get the ball off. Incredibly got the ball off. Ball caught at the 40-yard line. Now he's moving forward across midfield. Now he's running backwards, back to the 45-yard line, and he's being chased down, trying to turn the corner. Does turn the corner, and now there's nobody there to cover for him. He's still running. He's going to cruise in to the end zone. Now a flag comes down after the play. Not quite sure what's going on there, but he turned that corner and then just ran all the way to the end zone. We're going to see what the flag is all about. But looks like the Coyote players just gave up on that, figured he was out of bounds. And he just kept running. Not quite sure if there was no whistle and he stepped out of bounds or what the flag was thrown for, but we're going to find out.
Rule number 1, Sam, never give up on a play.
Play to the whistle, that's
You
right.
play to the whistle.
You know.
Looks like is the ball
The ball's being placed down at the 40-yard line.
right.
So they must have said he was out of bounds, and maybe they just didn't blow the whistle. I don't know. Now he's going back. They're walking all the way back. They're not quite sure where they're going to spot this ball. Now they're going all the way back to the midfield. And looks like that's where they're going to be. So he must have stepped out of bounds, and there was no whistle on the play, and that's why the players all gave up on it. But like we were saying,
You
just
never
to be
stop.
safe, just to be safe, you want to play that ball to the whistle every time.
Absolutely.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Blackhawks on the 50-yard line. They split out their receivers on either side. Number 17 is the running back. Low snap. Doe looking for someone downfield. He's scrambling out to his left now, looking for somebody. Got a man streaking downside. Big hit on the sideline. That ball falls incomplete. The Blackhawks looking for a call on that one. That looked like a pretty clean hit.
It looked like a clean hit.
He
Sam.
got there right as the
Yeah.
ball arrived and made sure that the ball did not get caught. And no flags, no harm, no foul. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Good coverage on the play. I think that was the safety, Trayvon Watson, on that play.
Yeah, they're still
Or the
getting
DB.
open though, Sam. It's the quarterback was able to scramble, the receiver was able to get open, so they've got to focus on getting tighter plays and
Well, and that's a timing play. It was a good job.
Yep.
He hit the man right. He was open, but he got hit right when the ball was getting there to make sure that it didn't get caught. But you're right. You'd like to see a little bit tighter coverage here. So here's the inside handoff to the left side. Now he's trying to cut back to the right side, looking for a lane. He's got some blockers up there. Going to get it all the way around to the 45-yard line. Ends up picking up about 4 or 5 yards after scrambling all the way across the sidelines. Coyote coverage a little bit lax on the offside. They got to make sure that they keep an eye on those cutting.
Yeah, they had him in the backfield, Sam. They let him go. So, again, you've got to keep your focus on playing harder, more confident.
Yep. Still brings up 3rd down for the Blackhawks. Looks like they got to get to the 39-yard line. So it's going to be about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Trying to read the sideline chains there. Yeah, looks like they got to get just to the 39-yard line, maybe the 40. So big stop here for the Coyotes. 3rd down seems to be where the damage has been done. We'll see if they go for that fly route down the right side like they've had some success with. And now, for some reason, we got a big stoppage of play here. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, not sure what's happening here.
Blackhawks staying in the huddle. Time is going by. Looks like that might be the end of the quarter. We don't have the clock right in front of us, so we don't have a clock to look at. I'm guessing that's going to be the end of the quarter, and that's what it is. And at the end of the quarter, 18-0 is the score. The Inglewood Blackhawks with the lead against the SoCal Coyotes. We're going to take a break. We'll get ourselves back together, and we'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen, and actually that was not the end of the quarter. That was just a timeout by the Blackhawks. We're informed there's about 3 minutes left in the quarter. So the Blackhawks coming back out onto the field after the timeout with the third down play. Shotgun, as we've seen most of the game. Inside handoff to number 17. He's going to get stopped. He's going to roll forward for about 4 or 5 yards. That's going to be a first down. That offensive line for the Blackhawks getting a good push on the defensive line from the dark side. Was able to push that line forward for the easy first down for Blackhawks. They go right back on the field now. No huddle. First down play. There's the snap. He's looking downfield, looking to his left. Now he steps up into the pocket, flings it out to the left side. He's got a man open on the sideline for a nice pickup of about 11 or 12 yards. Again, the Coyotes with that soft defense, those DBs are laying off of them, and he just flinged it over to his left side. Easy pitch and catch. First down for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, the Coyotes, Sam, are playing a game unlike any game really I've seen so far. They're playing loose on the ends. The receivers are getting open, and I'm not seeing too much pressure coming in.
Seeing a big cushion from the defense, from the DBs. High snap and inside handoff, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. A lot of bodies, a lot of contacts. Coyotes seem to think the ball might have popped loose and they had the ball, but I don't think that's the case. It's going to be a second down play.
Well, it'll sure be a big morale turn-up if they can get a stop here.
Yep. Ball's being placed at the 25-yard line, so about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be second down and 8. Well, I guess we'll call it 1 yard. They're moving the chains around a little bit. Second and 9 is what we're going to call it. Trips right for the Blackhawks. There's the snap. And he's got some pressure in the backfield. He's able to scramble around, go to the right side. Now he's got a man downfield, wide open in the end zone. Once again, a man wide open in cover with no coverage around him. An easy throw for Jimmy Doe in the back of the end zone to number 3 for the Blackhawks. That's Mickey Kahn.
Sam, you rarely see a receiver wide open by a good 10 yards in the end zone all by himself.
We're just seeing the Coyote defensive backfield completely befuddled right now, trying to figure out who's got what and who's doing where. And yeah, obviously they're just giving up easy points at this point.
Very, very opposite game from last game, Sam. They really had it together that first game. A lot of promise there. And to see this second game of the season for them to just be so opposite, it's mind-blowing.
Have not seen the dark side defense struggle this badly. Fumbled snap on the 2-point conversion by Doe. He's running back all the way down to his 30-yard line now, looking for something downfield. Throws the ball, and that's almost intercepted, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a 2-point conversion. So with that, the Blackhawks take a 24-0 lead over the SoCal Coyotes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network. We'll be right back.
So
is that right? So 8, 2, and
what's the
6.
score on the scoreboard?
24-0. Yeah, it's 24.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I just want to make sure it was 24.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Is this the largest deficit they've ever had?
What's that? 125? Yeah. Wait, what's going on? Why are they playing? Why are they doing another play?
I think it would be 26, wouldn't it?
8, 8, 16, 17. It's 28.
26.
No.
Or 28?
8 times 3 is 24.
Yep.
And 2
It's 26.
is 26. Oh, my gosh.
What is going on
This
here?
is crazy. I've never seen this before in my life.
All right, buddy. to nothing.
That's crazy.
First quarter. Wow.
It's going to be a long bus ride home.
Yes.
I got some trail mix if you want.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, help yourself.
Thank you, sir.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to SoCal Coyotes football and watching it. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. Here we go. Second quarter play. There's a snap, and yeah, we're going to get whistles. There was the running back was moving just a little bit there.
Yep.
I think we're going to get, I don't see a flag in the air, but I'd be very surprised if they didn't call that. Running back was taking a couple steps forward before the play even got out.
Very unfortunate, Sam, after the momentum that they had built up. If
Yep.
this is against the Coyotes, and
It is. They're walking it back. So it's going to be a 5-yard
Yep.
penalty. It'll stay first down, but the ball's going to go back now really to the 39-yard line. It's actually the 40. The tip of the ball's right there on the 40. So first down and 15 now for the Coyotes. They got to get all the way down to the 35-yard line, or excuse me, the 25-yard line of the Blackhawks for the first down. Coyotes split out their receivers, and now they're going to come back. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Jeff Jablonski, the head referee, wanting to talk to Coach Miller, trying to get an idea of what's going on here. We're going to take a quick break. Let them sort it out, and we'll be right back. You are tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like both coaches were talking to their respective teams, Ron. It looks like the referee might have just sent out a warning telling the players to calm down. Probably
Yep.
a little chippiness on the field. All right. First down play for the Coyotes after the illegal motion. There's the snap. Roberts looking downfield again, finds that same open seam right on the middle of the field. That's number 12. Again, Ryan Reyes, the same play. Nice pickup down to the 25-yard line.
May have been enough for a first down.
Looks like they're moving the chains. I think that was enough for the first down. We're going to have a first down play. That ball's actually on the 24-yard, or the 29-yard line, excuse me.
All right, Coyotes have got some momentum going,
Okay,
Sam.
so they found a hole in the middle of the defensive backfield for the Blackhawks. They've run that inside seam route a couple of times and had some success. We'll see if adjustments get made on the defensive side, but I'm sure the Coyotes will exploit it as long as it's open for them. Spread receivers. Purvine to the left of Rashad Roberts. Purvine the running back. There's the snap. Looking immediately to his right for a little bubble screen to number 24. Cuts it inside. Be a nice little quick pass and a quick pickup.
Okay, Rashad's now got a couple of passes put together.
Yep.
They're moving the ball.
It looks like it's about 3rd and a yard.
The question becomes, how do you make up 26 points as quick as possible?
Well, there's only one way to eat an elephant, Rob.
That's right, one bite at a time.
As Coach always likes to say, there's only one way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Exactly.
One score at a time.
Yep.
One play here, one defensive stop, one interception, one little play here. All the breaks went against the Coyotes. We're hoping that some of them start falling their way, and you make your own luck, too. So we'll see how the Coyotes happen. Absolutely.
You bet.
Coyotes send a man in motion to the left side. Now they're split receivers. Actually, they're trips left now. There's the snap, low snap, and a whistle. Looks like we're going to have movement again. That wide receiver in motion took off before the ball was snapped. And I think that's going to be the play. That's going to be illegal motion. So, a little bit of success here, a little bit of back step here, there, 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing for the Coyotes. 5 yards marched off the field. Now the ball sits at the 31-yard line of the Blackhawks. So 3rd and about 6, a long 6. Coyotes in the huddle. See what they come out with formation-wise. Looks like they're split on either side. There's a snap. Roberts had immediate pressure looking downfield, and he had a man cutting on the inside. He hit, looks like the receiver wasn't ready for it, and he didn't throw it to where he thought he was going. A little, again, miscommunication.
Rashad was under pressure and got rid of the ball fast. And
yeah, he did get it fast, but it looks like he was expecting the receiver to stop, to stop on the back shoulder throw, and looks like number 5, Julian Hill, kept on going. Not sure what the play was, but again, miscommunications. And so now we're going to see Daniel Parisi, number 27, out of St. Anselm, for the field goal attempt, and we get a timeout on the field. Timeout, Coyotes. Coach Miller's, they're going to talk about it. They're going to try to regroup after that last couple of plays. We're going to break with them. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Parisi for the Coyotes, looking for the long field goal try. There's the snap, there's the kick. The ball is up. It's gone, it's far, and it's good, ladies and gentlemen. Coyotes put 3 points on the board. Parisi with the nice field goal attempt. Ball was on the 31-yard line. So a 48-yard field goal by Parisi puts 3 points on the board for the Coyotes.
And that's how you eat an elephant, Sam.
That's right, one bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Little bit of momentum, a little bit of success, and we'll see if they can build on that. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back with the kickoff in the second quarter right after this. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes football on the Shield of Dreams Network, brought to you by Coachella Sports and Entertainment Stadium Authority. I'm Sam Maggio here with Ron DiGrandi. Coyotes just coming off of their successful field goal kick, kicking off to the Blackhawks. 26-3 is the score. There's the kickoff, high kickoff. Ball's going to go over the head of the receiver into the end zone. He's going to take it out. Not really touched until he got all the way to the 20-yard line. I think the ball fell loose, and now there's a fight for the ball. Everybody seems to think they have it. We'll see what the referees tell us.
Sam, though, again, he wasn't greeted until the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
it's like they waited for him to get there.
Yeah, just the coverage was very slow on the play. The referee's still sorting things out, but I think the Blackhawks are going to walk away with the football here. So almost a good play, almost a great play for the coverage team to pick the ball away, but
that would have been big.
But yeah, you're right. He caught the ball about the 5-yard line, ran back, or actually over his head, and caught it in the end zone, turned around, and still wasn't touched until about the 20-yard line. The coverage team just took a while to find him for some reason. Either way, first down and 10 for the Blackhawks. Ball comfortably sits at the 30-yard line, so ends up being a nice return. We'll see if the dark side defense can settle in a little bit here. Blackhawks go split receivers. Again, they're stacking them. Little read option to the right side. He's going to pick up about 3 yards or so on the play.
Little mistiming, but they were still able to get a couple yards on that.
Yep. Looks like Zachary Oliver, number 94, the defensive lineman, on that tackle. So pick up about 4 yards on the play, second down. Coyotes shuffling players in and out. Split receiver set. Coyotes show blitz and then back off. Quick throw down the field. And that's caught. Boy, again, they found that seam route just like we exposed on them, all the way down to midfield for the first down play.
Yeah, it was a good quick release. Again, wide open receiver.
Yep. Finding that seam in the middle. Yeah, Joe's done a good job with pressure. He's had a little bit of pressure, but he's done a good job of stepping into the pocket and finding his receivers.
Yeah, and again, totally opposite from last week on the dark side defense. That was just so dominant that last game. So
yep.
Interesting.
They're playing a different team too. This Blackhawks team had a good game last week. These guys obviously are ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, first down. Inside handoff, cuts it back to the left side. He's met at about the 48-yard line not touched until he got all the way to the 48-yard line. He's going to carry it all the way to the 47 of the Coyotes. So they have crossed over. The nose is actually at the 46-yard line. So another first down play. Actually, I don't see the chains. Looks like it's still second down. Looks like they got to get to the 40 of the Coyotes for the first down. So it's a second down play.
Just short.
Having a hard time seeing the chains on the other side of the field. Option to the left side. The quarterback keeps it, takes it to the left, sprints around to the left side. It hits about the 40-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 37-yard line. And that will be a first down. So Jimmy Doe on the read option to the left side keeps it takes it around the left side for the Blackhawk first down. The clock is still rolling. 26-3. Blackhawks not wasting, or not in any kind of a hurry in any way, shape, or form in their huddle. With the commanding lead, they're probably just going to let that clock tick out as much as they can.
Yeah, it's a little early, though, Sam, to think that you can just start resting, if anything, especially against the Coyotes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Coyotes have had a tough first half, but there's no reason to think that they can't flip a switch and catch fire.
Little too early in the game for that.
There's the snap. He's meeting some pressure. Steps up again. He's got room in the pocket now. Nobody really chasing him until he gets all the way out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Actually, call it the 29-yard line. Nice pickup of about 8 to 9 yards, depending on where that ball is actually spotted. Now that ball's going to be right at the 28-yard line. And it's going to be second and a yard. So nice 9-yard pickup by the Blackhawks. Yeah, Coyotes just seem to be one step too slow with just about every play, whether it's chasing, coverage and, finding runners around the seams on the left side or in coverage. Inside handoff. And again, he before he's touched, he's not met until the 28-yard line, and that's where he's brought down. That's going to be an easy first down for the Blackhawks.
There's your first down, Sam.
Yep. So that offensive, really what we're seeing here, Ron, is the battle of the trenches right now. The Blackhawks offensive line and defensive line, they're really getting pushes on either side of the ball, and that's ultimately what's causing so much trouble. Is the Coyotes are used to getting a lot of pressure on their quarterbacks. They're getting minimal pressure, but quarterback's able to step into the pocket. He's got enough time to find his receivers now that have broken open.
Yeah, Blackhawks are definitely taking control on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. Their running backs are getting 2 or 3 yards a clip before they're even met by a defender. First down and 10. There's the snap. Doe looking downfield. Now a quick pitch to the left side. Ball is caught and then dropped. I'm not sure if they're going to rule that an incomplete. They are going to call that an incomplete pass. Boy, he had the ball and he was just starting to look downfield. He had some open room ahead of him. Again, he was wide open.
If he would have taken one more step, that definitely would have been a fumble. But
yep, he caught the ball at the 30-yard line. But as it were, well, now I'm not sure why they're. Oh, I see. Yeah, because it was a screen pass. He threw it backwards. I'm trying to figure out why they're moving the ball forward. Still second down and a yard now. Actually, should be third down and a yard. Blackhawks just walking, taking their time. There's the snap. Looking downfield, he's going to pitch it down to the left side, and again, he had a step on him, but the ball was underthrown like a back shoulder pass, and the receiver, again, just did not have his back turned. That was Vicente Flores, number 26. If he had turned around just a second earlier and saw that the ball was coming to him, that could have been an easy interception.
And actually, Sam, both receivers were open downfield.
Yeah. So they still show it as third down. I thought it was a fourth down play, but I guess I must have missed something somewhere. But third down and a yard. So the Coyotes trying to put a little bit of a stand here to try to keep them from getting this first down. We'll see how this transpires. Shotgun snap. Passing all the way. Has some pressure, and the ball falls to the ground. Boy, yeah, he almost got sacked. He got the ball just out of the way just in time. Number 47. That's a familiar number and name. Jake Sheffield in the backfield.
Yep.
Jake Sheffield, just the stalwart Coyote. Returns after a one-game retirement with the return of former teammate Kelvin Kane. You know, he just felt the tug to come back and play another Coyote campaign, and obviously making his presence felt here.
Well, you know, when you hear you're going to play the Blackhawks, your ultimate, rivalry, you've got the taste to come back.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're glad to have him. as you know, Jake Sheffield, decorated Marine. All-time sack leader for the Coyotes.
And it looks like they're going for it on fourth down.
Fourth down and 1, they are going to go for it. We'll see what kind of a play. They do have their running back is in front of Jimmy Doe. Pass all the way. Looking downfield, ball's thrown way deep downfield, almost intercepted. Great defensive play. That time, Trey Watson almost came up with the interception, but easily made sure that the defender did not catch that. He was streaking down the middle. He thought they might have had him. If that ball was thrown a little bit higher and a little bit further out, that might have been an over-the-shoulder touchdown catch. But underthrown, and Trey Watson with a great defensive play. The Coyotes with their first break of the game, Ron.
Yes, and they created that. That's the good part about it, Sam. So now if they can get a score on this possession, that would be huge. Again, tightening the gap on the score, but it'll be big if they get scoring on this possession.
Yeah, we just haven't seen the Coyotes play mistake-free so far. That was the first series, really on either side of the ball, where we see signs of life. We see some good plays here and there.
Right.
But then some kind of a mental mistake or a coverage mistake that ends up hurting them. On the offense, we haven't seen a full series of mistake-free football. We're hoping to see that on this down. You know, you get into 10-26. Now you're back in the ball game a little bit. So. Split receivers on the first down play for the Coyotes. Rashad Roberts takes the ball, pumps and then finds his man. Oh, boy. He did a pump fake and then found his man crossing the middle. That was number 20. And just drops the ball and not able to come up with an incomplete pass. Second down.
Sam, you got to make those catches. Hit your hands. You got to hold on to it.
Yep. In this kind of a game, you don't really have a lot of opportunity. You can't miss.
There's no second chances in this game.
No, absolutely not. Second down and 10. Ball's at the 27-yard line. Split receiver set for the Coyotes. There's the snap. Roberts looking downfield. Now he's rolling out to his left. Finds a man in the open of the field, and he was on his back foot. He just couldn't get the ball with any kind of momentum. The ball fell right in front of Ty Simmons in the middle of the field. Ball falls incomplete. Roberts, with a little bit of pressure, was trying to scramble out of that, and just as he was on his back foot, just tried to throw across his body. Really difficult for a quarterback. And now, oh, I see. Saw the referee moving the ball back. I thought there might have been a penalty, but no, just moving it back to the original line of scrimmage where it's third down.
Yeah, Rashad did a good job scrambling back there, trying to find his open man, but you know, unfortunately, could not come up with the play.
Yep. He hasn't had a lot of time to get the ball downfield on any of our seam or streak routes. A lot of our passes have been the short variety in the seams. We'll see if the offensive line can give him a little bit of time to see if those open up for him. Trips right for the Coyotes. There's the snap. Immediate rollout to his right side. Now he's looking downfield, trying to direct traffic. Tries to flip the ball, and then there's going to be a penalty. Might be a late hit on the play. Theseus Anderson was the intended receiver. It looks like he might have got popped on the sideline out of bounds, and now he's holding his leg. We'll see what the call is, but I think that's going to be a penalty against the Blackhawks.
Seems to be walking it off.
Yeah, he's walking it off. I think he's okay, but
big penalty, though.
That's one of those where you get in the knee or the ankle area, and sometimes you
say,
oh, my gosh, am I okay? And you're not quite sure. He's walking it off. We're going to see.
Big penalty, though. They had him stopped on fourth down coming up. And
that's the 15-yard and the automatic first down variety. So you had him pinned back. And, again, little aggressive play. So now we're seeing some of the mistakes happening on the Blackhawks side of the ball. Ball moves all the way
and that's what
to the 43, 42-yard line of the Coyotes, where they'll have the first down play. So, again, a little bit of momentum there, Ron.
Yep. Those penalties will do it. They'll help that elephant eat that one bite at a time.
That's right. And that's all you can do. Don't let them score anymore and just keep chipping away at it. First down and 10 for the Coyotes. We're in the second quarter. There's the snap. Quick handoff inside, number 15. He spins to his right and ends up carrying the crowd all the way out to the 46-yard line.
That was a great run.
Nice pickup. Yeah, he just, as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage, he did a quick spin to his right and was able to elude quite a few defenders. That's a good 5-yard gain. It's going to be second down. Coyotes getting closer and closer to midfield, trying to get that ball downfield.
They need to come up with the big play, though, Sam. They need a big play, a big momentum turner. If anybody can do it, the Coyotes can.
That's right. They go trips left. Rashad Roberts calling plays out to his receivers, giving them some signs. There's the snap. Quick handoff. Ball pops loose. Boy, there was a bad snap, and he didn't. It was one of those timing plays. He did not get a chance to get the ball.
And it's a turnover.
And that's going to end up being a turnover recovered by the Blackhawks, just as we were saying, mistake-free football.
Yep.
And on a timing play, a bad, a missed snap, tried to recover it, tried to get it handed off. The ball hits the ground, and now the Blackhawks have the ball 1st and 10 right on the 40-yard line of the Coyotes. They're already on the plus side of the field for them. So again, a tough situation for the Coyotes again.
It's keeping your focus, Sam. Just
That's
regroup,
right.
But you've got to keep your focus.
That's right.
All right, let's see if the dark side defense could be that momentum changer and get that ball back.
First down on the 40-yard line. They send a man in motion to the left side. Coyotes show blitz, and then they have inside handoff, and he's met immediately by number 95, Brandon Freeman. Great job. Just cut through and just read that play for a big loss.
And that's the Coyote dark side defense, Sam,
That's what we're
that
used to
we
seeing.
saw last week.
Quick penetration and quick coverage to the ball.
That's
And
what turns the game around.
That's right. Big loss on the play. 6-yard loss on the play. It's going to be second down. And again, Blackhawks really milking the clock, taking their time in the huddle as they should with the lead, trying to get into the half. Maybe put a few more points on the board if you're a Blackhawk fan. If you're the Coyotes, you're looking for a big play right here. Split receivers on either side. There's a snap. Doe looking downfield. Long throw downfield. He's got a man streaking on the right side. That throw overthrown by everybody. Good coverage on the play. And now a flag comes out late. Not quite sure what that play is going to be, but it looks like they're going to call him for pass interference on the 10-yard line. Boy, that's a brutal call on that play. Looks like he was running with them stride and stride. Not sure if there was hand checking going on or what, but that's going to be a big play that I think it's going against the Coyotes.
I'm not sure, Sam. I'm not sure if it's going to be an offensive call.
Oh, maybe it's an offensive call. It looked pretty clean on both sides of the ball. I was confused why the flag was thrown. But
And
we'll get a
it
call.
is against the Blackhawks, it looks
Interesting.
like.
Must have been offensive. Must have been a push off by the offensive player. So it's declined by the Coyotes, which is going to bring up second down or third down. Should be third down. If the penalty was declined, don't see the down marker moving. They're saying second down. If it was declined, it should have been another play. But anyway, we'll see. We'll let them figure that out on the field. We just tell you what the game's going on here. Pitch out to the right side, trying to find some kind of running room. He's not going to get it. He's probably going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not much going on that pitch out to the right side. Coyote defense, again, their coverage. Now they're starting to chase the ball a little bit. Starting to see this dark side defense wake up a little bit, Ron, the defense that we're used to seeing.
Exactly. It's good to see, Sam. So hopefully they have come alive in time to stop any more scores, give the offense time to catch up.
That's right. Third down. Ball is on the 45-yard line of the Coyotes.
But penalties and mistakes, Sam, they'll cost you every game.
Right. That's right. You know, the coverage mistakes and those are things that are going to happen in a football game. But if you can stop shooting yourself in the foot, you give yourself a chance in this game. Blackhawks go trips right, single receiver out to the left side. Doe out of the shotgun. Looking downfield, a little bit of pressure. Gets rid of the ball, throws the ball to the sideline. Good coverage. Ball falls incomplete. Theseus Anderson on that one with a great play. A lot of chirping on the sidelines. I don't know if they liked it, but the Coyotes sure do because that's an incomplete pass. No flag on the field.
Okay, the defense is coming alive. It's good to see.
That's right.
Hopefully they can provide that momentum to the offense that's really desperately needed now at this point.
So 4th down for the Blackhawks. They've got to get all the way to the 30-yard line of the Coyotes for the first down, so they've got a ways to go.
One thing I do know, Sam, is the Coyotes were well fed this morning by Boys Hamburgers, one of the sponsors that are just great partners of the SoCal Coyotes.
Yeah, we want to thank all of our 2022 partners. Boys Hamburgers, always great getting our boys fed and getting them ready for the games. We really appreciate it. Our team can't work without our generous partners. We'll be mentioning a lot more of those as we get on. So the Blackhawks go into their punt formation. DC Sanderson in the back. There's the snap and the punt. Anderson's going to field the ball at about the 15-yard line, tries to cut around the right side. Now he's going to cut in the middle, try to find a little bit of room. Squirts forward to about the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. So the Coyotes get a little bit of positive play there. So 1st and 10 for the Coyotes. Ball's going to be on the 27-yard line. Looks like there might be a timeout on the field. We're going to take the break with him. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes football. First down, 2 minutes left, 2:16 left in the game.
We're not recording.
Coyotes with the first down play. The ball moved back to the 17-yard line. Not sure if there was a penalty after the flag or if we missed something, or after the play, but we missed it. But either way, first down for the Coyotes. There's the snap. Roberts looking downfield. Again, finds that open seam, and that's going to be intercepted by number 54. He threw it behind his intended receiver, Jacob Rogers, number 13. And the Blackhawks come up with the first big turnover of the game. They're going to have the ball in deep Coyote territory. That's going to be a tough one for the dark side defense to overcome there. Ball's going to be placed right at the 18-yard line where the Blackhawks will take over 1st and 10. And again, Ron, just the hits just keep on coming for the Coyotes.
Dark side defense is stepping up their game. They put stops now on the Blackhawks. It's the offense that needs to come alive.
Yep. Blackhawks are in the huddle. And again, Ron, you mentioned some of our great partners, sponsors. We want to thank Henry's also.
Oh, Henry's Sports Bar and Grill, absolutely. Providing great food, again, for our players and staff. Olin Security is awesome. Desert Chapel, which is the new home of the SoCal Coyotes this season.
Looking forward to our first home game next week, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
So there's a snap. Flag goes in the air. High point. Oh, boy, the receiver went up at the high point to come down with the ball. Good coverage, but he's just got some size on Theseus. Or is that Theseus? Yeah, that's number 21.
Let's see what the penalty is,
But we'll
Sam.
see what that penalty is. The penalty was called, might have been against the defense, though, because they let the play run. So we'll see what the call is. Offsides on the defense. Yep. That was a touchdown play. I guess he caught that in the back of the end zone. I thought that, boy, I miscalled that, Ron. That is a touchdown by the Blackhawks. Boy,
Yep.
He was streaking down the right side. The ball was thrown up in the air, and he just caught it at the high point. He's got a height advantage over the defender. Not bad coverage. He had his back hip into him, but he just went up, got the ball, came down with it, and that is a touchdown for the Blackhawks. Again, they've been going for 2 points the entire game. They're no different here. Split receiver set. Send a man in motion. There's the snap. He's going to be looking for that man in motion. They've done that a few times. Going into the backside with the pass. Not quite sure what happened there. Looks like it was caught for the 2-point conversion, Ron. Not getting I don't see a call on the sidelines.
Didn't see a call either, Sam. So not sure why the refs, but it looks like it was 2-point completed.
Okay. So, with, again, another, with the touchdown off of the interception by the Blackhawks, we're going to take a quick break as they take a quick break, and then we'll get back for the rest of this, for the last bit of the first half before time runs out. We'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Inglewood Blackhawks with that score. 34-3 is now the score as we near the end of the first half. Coyotes with a bit of soul searching to do at the halftime break, but we'll see if they can do something here with just under a couple of minutes left. See if they can do something with the ball. Blackhawks setting the ball for the kickoff. Ty Simmons and Theseus Ty Simmons and not quite sure who that is back there. Trying to get a number to see who that is back there to receive. Kickoff to the left side. That's picked up about the 15-yard line. He's going to cut across, looking for some room. Squirts forward to about the 25-yard line. Number 41, Agar Castrejón. And now flags go on the sideline as players get into it. And this is not what you want to see in football. Coach is trying to clear this up. We're going to take a break while they get this all cleared out. We're going to get this cleared out. Hold on. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. Coyotes with about 1:53 left in the first half, with a first down play, 1st and 10 on their 13-yard line. Split receiver set. Rashad Roberts takes a snap, looking downfield. Now he's getting chased out. He tries to throw it, and he ends up throwing it to the lineman. I don't think that's a legal play. Number 95 for the Coyotes, Brandon Freeman, with the reception. I don't think offensive linemen are eligible unless they line up off the line of scrimmage. So
Sam,
that's going to be a penalty there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
mental
Rashad,
mistakes.
Yeah, well, Rashad dropped back and he just had no room, trying to scramble out of it and trying to find a receiver. So that ball is going to go all the way back to about the 7-yard line. It's going to be second down. The ball got to go all the way to the 24-yard line for the first down. So Coyotes again moving backwards, not moving forwards. Second down.
Yeah, so they're on the 8-yard line. Sam.
Yeah, they're on the 8-yard line. I'm sorry, I misspoke there.
Again, mental mistakes lead to a loss of physical yards.
That's right. Trips left for the Coyotes. Single man to the right. Rashad Roberts. Oh boy, just threw that to the left side. And number 5 for the Blackhawks. Easy pickoff play. That's Curtis Chapman. Boy, he just read the receiver read the quarterback the whole way.
The whole way he was standing
Jumped
there
the
waiting.
route, and
Yep.
that's a pick six score for the Blackhawks. And that is not the way to crawl back into a game. This game is out of control very quickly here, Ron.
Out of control is about the only way you can describe it right now, Sam.
40 points right now, 40-3. 2-point conversion pending. A lot of time being taken by the Blackhawks in the huddle. But they are breaking the huddle now for the 2-point conversion. And now looks like there's a timeout on the field. Not quite sure what's going on again, but we're going to take a quick break. Waiting for the 2-point conversion. We're going to take a break here. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes football. Inglewood Blackhawks going for the 2-point conversion after the pick 6 play. Split receivers, their inside receivers are tight. Now they send a man in motion. Jimmy Doe rolls out and he kicks the ball. The ball is loose on the ground. He can't seem to get it. Coyotes trying to make something happen, but basically it is a botched 2-point conversion, so only the 6 will stand, which means we have a 40-3 game. Doe never really got control of the ball on that and just kind of booted the ball backwards. Coyotes picked it up and weren't able to do anything with it really. And so here we are with just a short amount of time left in the first half. 40-3 is the score. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Sam Maggio, Ron DiGrandi next to me. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen. SoCal Coyotes about ready to receive the kickoff. Here's the kick. Ball is going to pick up by Anderson at about the 12-yard line where he brings it forward. He's at the 20. Around the left sideline. Not much going on there. He's going to squeeze forward about the 25-yard line, where that's where the Coyotes will be taking over. Players taking their time getting off the sidelines. Ball is finally placed officially at the 25, where the Coyotes will take over. See if they can maybe make something happen going into the half. They really need something to happen here. You never want to say never, Ron, but at a 40-3 deficit, if you can't put any points on the board, you're not going to get there. So,
Sam, a quick score is exactly what that's what they need right now.
That's right.
Before going into
That's right. And a low snap Roberts able to recover, and now he's running backwards into his end zone, throws the ball, and it's intercepted. Another pick six. And, boy, that is just disastrous. Rashad Roberts was in trouble trying to just get rid of the ball, and the defensive back just bit on the play, jumped it, grabbed the ball for the pick six, 2 consecutive pick sixes for the Blackhawks. And this is not the way. This is just one of the worst games I've ever seen in Coyote history. I'm sure they'll tell you the same thing.
I'm
but,
shocked. I'm stunned.
The bleeding, you just can't stop the bleeding.
No. I know how hard they practiced this past week. I know how much film they watched.
Absolutely, yep. Absolutely. No, you can't criticize the preparation or the practice.
No,
it's just the execution on the field today has not been what they want it to be.
Now, this is Rashad's second game of the season that he's leading now as a new quarterback for the team. I know that he's going to have a good talking with the coach.
Yep.
And they're going to talk to him about what to do under pressure.
Well, no one knows the playbook better than Rashad Roberts. I mean, as Coach Miller would say, the best time to develop a quarterback is when you already got one.
Right.
So, and having Shane Stafford on the staff as the offensive coordinator to work with Rashad, again, they haven't had a lot of time together, but it's one of those things where you wish you had a full off season. Like the pros do, where you have a couple of months where you can really put it together with exhibition games and really get some time in. Unfortunately, with developmental football, you're on the fly and you're just trying to make it happen. So, 2-point conversion for the Blackhawks. Inside handoff, met right at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get in, and so the 2-point conversion fails there. So, 46-3 now is the new score. Not quite sure what we have. We don't have the clock in front of us, so not quite sure how much time we have left. We'll get that. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll figure out what the timing situation is. Coyotes are going to take a break. Blackhawks are going to take a break, set up for the kickoff. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. 46-3 is the score with just about a minute left in the half. Blackhawks teeing up the ball. And there's the kickoff. Ball taken by Anderson at the 10-yard on the left side. He's up to the 20. Cutting to the left side on the sideline. Now he's all the way out to the 25, or the 35, excuse me. Not a bad return there, Ron. Anderson, they've been kicking the ball over to his side. He's been getting a lot of activity. And I think he's going to get past the 30-yard line. We'll see where the ball gets marked.
Yep, good return. Somewhere around 55 seconds.
Yep.
Heading into halftime.
Got the ball placed at the 36-yard line, where the Coyotes have 1st and 10. Coyotes break the huddle. They go trips right. Ryan Pervine is the running back in. Low snap. A new quarterback, number 20 for the Coyotes. Throws the ball out of bounds. So, new development here. I don't have a 20 on our scorecard, so we will have to get to the bottom of that, and we will get back to you.
Coach Miller already trying to come up with a new solution?
Yep, trying to make some kind of a new situation here. It's been a rough day for Roberts, to say the least.
It's developmental football sometimes, Sam. Where
well, absolutely. We're not developing them because they're perfect players.
Right.
But there's no better Coyote in the history of this franchise than Rashad, franchise Roberts. He has earned that name.
And no greater coach as well that would look at a situation.
Absolutely. Oh boy, nice pass there on the right side. intended for Julian Hill, just a little bit outside and through his hands for the incomplete, but he had his man open, just was not able to hit him. So that brings up 3rd down for the Coyotes. Ball still at the 36. Almost the 37. There's the snap. He's looking downfield. Now he's rolling out to his right. Quick hitch pass to the right side, but sniffed out immediately. I don't know if that's an incomplete pass. Ball hits the ground intended for number.
It's a good thing it wasn't caught.
Yeah.
So I like the release on that pass. He was able to go back and hit the receiver.
Well, and he still had a lot of pressure coming up from the middle. So he's doing the best he can, trying to just do a little hop step. Those are dangerous passes, but that one was a good pass. It just the defensive back there was just ready for that, and even if it was caught, it wouldn't have been much of a gain. So 4th down. Zach Kozlik, number 21, out to punt. Again, we talked about him being a student of Carney coaching. John Carney, the great NFL kicker, one of Southern California's top kicking prospects. Coyotes getting men on the field, getting set, and whistles, and we have a timeout for the Coyotes as they try to figure out their personnel. We'll take a quick break with them. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th down play for the Coyotes. Kozlik back to punt. Takes the snap. Gets off a punt with a lot of pressure in his face. The ball's going to the left side. It's going to end up being a pretty good punt. Ball's going to fall just about the 24-yard line. So not a bad job by Kozlik to get that ball out with pressure coming in his face. Inglewood Blackhawks are going to take over 1st and 10. Not a whole lot of time left in the first half, but we'll see how we progress from there. We're going to take a quick break as the teams get themselves together. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few seconds left in the first quarter, or in the first half, excuse me. Blackhawks setting up 1st and 10 on their 25-yard line. There's the snap. Quick handoff. And met immediately in the backfield. Going to be a loss on the play.
And it looks like they're just trying to wind down the clock, Sam.
Yep.
That
was 95.
Take us into halftime.
Freeman, and that is going to take us into halftime.
There you go.
That's the buzzer. That's the time. It's 46-3. Inglewood Blackhawks with the commanding lead over your SoCal Coyotes. We're going to break for the half. We'll be back on the second side, and hopefully we'll have a different ending for you. We'll be right back. Take care. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second half of SoCal Coyotes football. The Coyotes looking to dig out of a big 46-3 hole. We'll see if the second half brings a little bit more execution and luck, although you make your own luck in this game, Ron. Ron DiGrandi, Senior Vice President of the SoCal Coyotes nonprofit, right next to me.
Coyotes got to dig deep, Sam.
They do. They do. Coyotes talk. Oh, here's the kickoff. He's got a weird delivery. Looks like he's walking up like he's not going to kick it. All right, so the receiver takes it at the 12-yard line. He's cutting across the field trying to make something happen. Now he's shaking him off. That's number 14 for the Coyotes. That's Robert Taylor. Now he crosses back the other side. Just nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped at the 15-yard line with nowhere to go. Actually, 15, Ryan Purvine. We've had some number changes from mine, so unfortunately, apologize for that if I've called erroneous numbers and names. We'll get to the hang of it. We're developing broadcasters up here too, right, Ron?
You know, Sam, we're getting the job done. That's what we do.
All right, so the Coyotes, all the coaches talked about was just one play after the next. Just what we were talking about, Ron.
That's what it is. Time to eat the elephant.
Down on the field, and they said just execute one play at a time and go back to basics. Cover your role, do your job.
Yep.
And just do this one play at a time. So the ball actually placed at the 16, almost the 17-yard line. Quarterback is number 20, Armando Deniz, and we didn't get a name on him before. We did get that cleared up. So Armando Deniz, the backup quarterback. Local boy out of Palm Springs.
Armando's got a good arm on him.
Trips right. There's the snap. Drops the ball. Now he's scrambling around trying to make something happen. Throws the ball downfield. He's got a man open, and oh, boy. Intercepted, though. He just underthrew it, and that ball's going to be intercepted. He's at the 35-yard line, cutting across, and not the best play for his first throw in the second half.
Yeah, it's almost as if panic has set in, Sam, and you just can't let that happen in this game.
He had a man streaking down the right side, but he just underthrew it, and it was an easy pick for just kind of what we've seen the entire game. Quarterback scrambling out, getting into trouble, and just making a throw that they wish they hadn't thrown.
That's where you've got to learn to just throw it away.
Yep, absolutely.
Live to fight another day.
Took the words literally out of my mouth. So, Inglewood Blackhawks will now take over deep in Coyote territory on the 36-yard line of the Coyotes. Coyotes looking to bounce back. We'll see if the defense maybe can make a statement here, get the offense fired up.
Well, let's see how the dark side defense, they have turned things around a little bit.
We will see
in the second quarter.
Here's the snap, first down play, inside handoff, number 25, rumbles forward. He's going to get about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Again, the line just moving the pile forward and giving him plenty of room. That's number 25. That's Kendall Gordon again for the Blackhawks. Big running back. Once he gets his legs churning, he's not easy to bring down, and obviously we're seeing it here today. It's a 6-yard pickup, second down and 4 for the Blackhawks. Split receivers. Now they send a man in motion to the right. Here's the snap, Doe. And tipped ball at the line of scrimmage. He was looking to go backside on a screen, and that was Jake Sheffield, 47, gets his paw up there to cause the incomplete play. Good play by Jake on that play. So it brings up go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I was going to say it takes a veteran to really help turn things around, and Jake is the longtime veteran of the team. Came out of retirement, as you mentioned earlier.
Well, and that's what they try to emphasize, the fact that leadership is by actions and not by words.
And that is Jake.
And Jake Sheffield, although he is quite the vocal leader, he will always show it on the field first before he shows it out of his mouth, and that's what he's been trying to teach these young pups as we're developing these young players. Third down and 4. A long 4, we'll call it 5. There's the snap. Doe looking to his left again. Screen play, same play as before. Got his man open. He's going to get down about the 25-yard or the 35 or 15-yard line. Excuse me.
Looks like a first down.
25-yard line, and that is the first down. Yep. It's hard to see sometimes hard to get these yard markers down. The ball is placed at the 25-yard line. Actually, it's going to be short. It's going to bring up fourth and about 3 yards, Ron. Sometimes hard to tell where they're spotting that ball, where the pile ends up.
Yeah, interesting. And I thought I had seen an indication of a first down by the ref.
Yeah.
So.
And now we have a whistle, and it looks like there's a timeout on the field. The Blackhawks are going to take a timeout with a 4th and 2 looming. They're going to see what they want to do with it. We're going to take a quick break. You are tuned in to SoCal Coyotes Football Shield of Dreams Network, brought to you by who are we brought to you by? Coachella Sports Entertainment Stadium Authority. I'm all tongue-tied getting ready for this next play. We'll be right back, folks. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half football, Coyotes, Blackhawks. Blackhawks with the 4th down and short play. They're going to go for it here. Doe under center. They bring a man in motion. And quick handoff, and he's met immediately. Flags go up in the air. Met immediately by number 44 of the Coyotes. That's Ryan O'Brien. We'll see what the flag is. It's not going to be a first down, but we'll see what the flag tells us. Usually if the flag goes up and they don't stop the play, that's usually an encroachment on the defense, which is not a good sign for the Coyotes. We'll see what the call is. Looks like it was against the Blackhawks, and it was declined. So the Coyotes with the turnover on downs are on.
Sam?
The defense making something happen here will give the offense another shot to try to get back on track here.
Yeah, like we mentioned, the defense has been turning things around. It is the offense.
That's the dark side. That's the dark side defense that we know and love. They're in their turn day in, day out, helping out this team. Had a rough first half, but hopefully they can set the tone and we can at least make this game a little bit more respectable, if not try to catch them a little bit. So the ball is on the 26-yard line, pretty much where they started last time. Coyotes take over 1st and 10. Armando Deniz, number 20, the quarterback now. Low snap, and he runs right into his back. Unfortunately, that play was going nowhere. By the time he picked it up, he ran right into number 15. That's Ryan Purvine, the running back. Able to save the fumble, but at the same time,
very difficult.
Big
Sam.
loss on the play. You know, they're just having some trouble there. It's going to be a good 6 yards loss on the play, 5 or 6 yards. So, again, 2nd down and 15 for the Coyotes. Been moving backwards quite a bit today. Ball's on the 23-yard line. Coyotes are split receivers. There's a snap, and looks like there was immediate penetration. The Blackhawks are now starting to crowd the line and just send a man flashing in.
Right.
Coyotes might want to try to think about doing stuttering their snap count, because they're just teeing off now, not giving the Coyotes any chance at all. So it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, it's a difficult position to be in because they've had also some issues tonight with the center.
Yeah.
Whichever player is playing center, and I think they've switched it out a couple of times. There have been several bad hikes, so they've got to keep them under center.
Yeah.
And
when you have a 46-3 lead, you have the affordability to tee off on the other team, and that's what we're seeing here. So, 3rd and 15, no gain on that last play. Trips right. Deniz drops back, looking left. He's going to throw that ball up. Back shoulder catch to number 14. That's going to be a catch. That's Robert Taylor. That's a nice catch. Robert Taylor flashed down, and the defensive back was looking for the deep pass, and then Armando threw it that back shoulder. Nice pickup for the Coyotes, 1st down play.
That's their best play of the night so far, Sam.
That was really good execution. The coaches talked at halftime about just execute your plays, and that's exactly what happened there.
One play at a time.
As the ball sits on the 40-yard line for the Coyotes, 1st down. See if they can build upon some of this. Deniz runs back and forth to the sideline after every play to talk with Coach Stafford, offensive coordinator Sugar Shane Stafford. Tampa Bay Storm great from the Arena Football League back in the day. Him and Coach Miller have great history. Split receivers, either side. Deniz with the hard count, and it looks like if there's no movement, they're going to get a jump on the defense, but I don't know. We're going to see what the call is. And obviously they heard what we were talking about, Ron. The defense starting to jump. Now you go into the hard count.
Right.
It is going to be a motion call, though, against the Coyotes. They were not able to execute that. Coyotes not happy. They don't think they moved, but they thought they had the Blackhawks caught on that one. Instead, it works against them. It's going to be a loss of 5. Still stays 1st down, but now it's 1st and 15.
And again, Sam, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort there. I know what they were trying to do and trying to accomplish it. But again, coaches, what do they talk about? You just got to execute the play. If you're going to do a hard count, then do the hard count, but you got to execute it. So the ball sits on the 35-yard line of the Coyotes. 1st and 15. Send a man in motion. That's Anderson. Takes the snap. Deniz looking downfield. He's got immediate pressure. And then they do throw the ball inside to number 15, Purvine, who came out of the backfield. It's going to be a short gain, maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play. Purvine lined up as the running back, of course, and then just took a couple of steps forward.
Pretty much got back to the previous line of scrimmage.
Exactly, yeah. They picked up about 5 on the play. Well, just about 3 or 4 on the play, really. Actually, I'm looking at the chains moving back and forth. Looks like it's only going to be about a yard gain on the play run. So we'll call it 2nd and 14 now for the Coyotes.
I'm liking the call that Coach Miller played, putting Armando in at quarterback now.
Armando Deniz, of course, natural quarterback at the position, and I think they just needed to kind of get back to that. Armando takes a snap. Now he's in trouble. He's trying to scramble forward to get a little bit, and he's going to get sacked on the play. I don't think he got to the line of scrimmage. The offensive line, unfortunately, the defense is just collapsing immediately, so Deniz doesn't have a lot of time to try to make something happen there. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Yeah, they lost about 4 on the play. It's going to be about a full 16, 17 yards to get the 1st down. Coyotes out of the shotgun as they've been all game. Split receivers on either side. There's the snap. An immediate takeoff by Deniz. He grabs the ball and runs forward to about the 40-yard line. Nice little pickup. I don't think it's going to be enough. Gets him back maybe to like what you were saying around the original line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Good play to run on 1st or 2nd down and catch him off guard, but on a 3rd down play where you needed more than that, that's not going to help him too much. Going to bring up 4th down, and we're going to see 21, Kozlik, who's had a little bit of action today, the punter.
Coyotes have a good punter. Just got to get that hike to him.
Yep. Looks like Sheffield is going to be the long snapper. Coyotes changing players in and out of the field. Players barking their calls on the line. There's a snap. This time he had plenty of time, and boy, what a great punt. Oh, well over the head, all the way back. It's going to be a touchback, Ron, all the way back from the 35-yard line into the following end zone, over the head of everybody, including the receiver. It's going to be a touchback.
Yeah,
that's
like
probably
we
the
said,
most
they have a punter.
That's the most positive play we've seen. What a good thing we got that play on film for Zach Kozlik. Again, promising kicker out of Southern California. The Kearney School of Kearney Coaching Kicking and Punting School. We're really glad to have it in his foot on the ball, and that really does flip field position.
Yes, it does.
When you're trying to crawl back, at least trying to fight your way into something, that's a good way to do it. So unfortunately, we have to do the punt, but at least we flip the field. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd quarter action here with Blackhawks 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line. Coyotes immediately with the blitz try to crash the line of scrimmage, and the running back ends up breaking tackles, bouncing out to the outside. He's still only going to get a yard on the play. Coyotes try to stuff him at the line. He's able to bounce it out. But a nice stop, Ron, on the play, and that's what the Coyotes need, a continued tough play by the dark side defense. Blackhawks taking over Second down play now. They did gain a yard on the play, so 2nd and 9. The ball's at the 21-yard line. And again, they're in no rush to break the huddle. They're going to milk this clock as much as they can with the commanding lead, 46-3. Split receivers out of the shotgun. Jimmy Doe looking down, looking to the left side, finds a man at about the 15 or the 25-yard line. He's going to move forward. Looks like they're going to place it right at the 28. Call it the 29-yard line. Not quite enough for the first down, I don't think, Ron. It's going to be about 3rd and a yard.
About 30 yard.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, good to see the defense. They look much more settled in than the first half of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. They're much more settled, playing aggressive, trying to make things happen. Here's the snap. Ball goes downfield, and just as we said that, the Blackhawks execute a really nice play down the field.
Yep. Nice
little hitch inside number 3.
The one side they haven't really been able to clamp down on is the receiver getting open.
Yep.
The receivers have been open all night.
Yeah, they've definitely been finding holes in this defense. Picking on the young rookie Theseus Anderson. He's unfortunately had a rough day on the defensive side, but again, these guys are rookies. They're coming in. We're working with them. We're developing them. We're going to give them time. And the only way you can really get good is with snaps. And when you're only, game snaps, and when you're only practicing one day a week, it's really difficult on these players. They all have lives. They have jobs.
Yep.
They're working outside, but they're trying to still make the dream happen, and that's the situation that you have. Inside handoff by the Blackhawks, just rumbling, stumbling, moving the ball forward all the way to midfield.
See, and that's where the dark side defense has been stopping the Blackhawks, is the run up the middle. They've been able to stuff it and close the pocket.
Yeah, that time
it got open.
Absolutely, yeah. The big back for the Blackhawks moving forward for about 7 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Yeah, Kendall Gordon, number 25, the big back, having a good game today. As is Jimmy Doe. We got to give Jimmy Doe credit, the quarterback for the Blackhawks. He's hung in there. He's had a little bit of pressure. He's been able to sidestep and find open receivers. They've been open, but as a quarterback, you still got to find them. So
yes, you do.
We'll give them plenty of credit.
You still have to execute.
That's right. Now we have whistles on the field, not able to get the play across. Jeff Jablonski, the head referee, is now talking to one of our players. I'm not sure what's going on here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll figure it out. We'll be right back. You're watching SoCal Coyotes football. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Blackhawks setting to take up on the 2nd down and short play. 2nd and we'll call it 2. Fake handoff. Jimmy Doe getting pressure on the right side. Goes deep downfield on the left side. And that's going to be an easy pass interference call. The defender never turned his head, just ran right into the wide receiver. The ball may or may not have been able to be caught. Looks like it was fading towards the end zone, but Anderson just plowed right into the receiver, trying to make contact on the ball. But when you don't turn your head back, just like in the pros, just like at the NFL, at any level of football, even at Pop Warner, they tell you if your head's not turned around and you're not looking back, that's an easy call for the referee.
Very easy call.
So pass interference on the play. It's going to advance the ball all the way down to about the 15, 16-yard line. The ball hasn't been placed down yet, but that's where it looks like the side referee is holding his foot. Actually, yeah, it's going to be, right on the, we'll call it the nose of the ball close enough. We'll call it the 15-yard line. That's a tough play. Big defensive penalty there. First and 10 for the Blackhawks, and they are in business again in the Coyote red zone. Split receivers out of the shotgun. There's the snap. Doe stepping up into the pocket, fires into the middle of the end zone, finds his receiver, number 7, just throws a dart. That's Justin Sidney for the touchdown. Nice play by Doughboy. He just stepped into the pocket and fired a dart right into the back of the end zone out of the outstretched hands of a couple of defenders. Not bad coverage, but boy, he just found a soft spot in the back of the end zone. And
again,
that's a
wide
touchdown.
open in the end zone.
Yep.
Sam, I'm just not sure what else to really say. You know, it's
at this point, Ron, it's 46-3 with actually we're going to call it 52 right now with 2-point conversion pending. There's not really much to say that we haven't already.
There becomes a point in every franchise where you have that one game and you just cannot.
Yep.
What happened is what the question is.
You regroup. You try to hopefully get out with no injuries. You regroup and you got to play the next week. That's all you can do.
Yep.
Put your head down and play the next week. Here's the next play. Looking for the end zone or for the corner of the end zone. That's going to fall incomplete. That was the 2-point conversion, which is not converted. So that's 52-3. 52-3 is the new score. Coyotes and the Blackhawks going to the sidelines. We'll take a quick break as we get ready for the kick, and we'll be right back. You are tuned in to SoCal Coyotes Football, Shield of Dreams Network. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half football here in the third quarter. Blackhawks getting ready to kick off after their latest score. 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. 52-3 is the score. Here's the kickoff. Anderson is going, that's not Anderson. That's Taylor who picks up the ball at the 20-yard line. He's going to rumble forward all the way to the 30-yard line. And that buzzer you hear was the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Coyotes will take over 1st and 10 as we start the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break with them right now, though. You are tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football.
That was a quick quarter.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The beginning of the fourth quarter here in Los Angeles, California. The Blackhawks and Coyotes. It's been all Blackhawks so far. Coyotes 1st and 10, though. They're going to see if they can put some points on the board. They're at their 31-yard line. Armando Deniz takes over. Steps up into the pocket. Doesn't have any room to go. He's going to scramble forward, and the safety slide after a nice pickup of about 5 yards. And we've seen that that's kind of been the play, the aggressiveness of the Blackhawk defense kind of over pursuing. Deniz finding a little bit of room up the middle. So
yes, and at this point, Sam, I don't know if it's a matter of trying to get points on the board or just trying to really execute some plays.
I think that's what it is. You're just basically now you're working on plays. It's almost like a practice now. You're working for next week.
You have
trying
next
to clean
week
some
coming.
things up. You've got a new quarterback in Deniz that you're trying to get some game time on, get him some snaps. Ends up being a 6-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 4 for the Coyotes. Ball's on the 36. There's the snap. Quick pitch out to the left side. And he rolls around the left side. That's number 24. Kavan Bugs. Nice little pickup on the play. I don't see them. They are moving the chains. That's a first down. The ball all the way out to the 41-yard line. Nice little pitch out play. Bugs sweeps around the left side and finds just enough for the first.
All right, Sam, they put together a couple of plays.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Again, just keep executing like we were saying. Just keep working, tighten things up, and you hope that serves you for the next week. Split receivers out of the shotgun. Deniz takes the snap. Immediate roll out to the right, trying to buy some space. Throws it underneath to Anderson, and they're going to say he trapped the ball. It caught it low. They're going to say he trapped it. That's incomplete.
Yeah, pass was just short. He did great getting it out He was under pressure again, and that's just
under
one thing.
Under pressure, and threw it down where only Anderson was going to get a shot at it. He wasn't going to throw an interception.
Yep.
Unfortunately, just out of reach. 2nd down and 10. Yeah, just for the sake of the young kid, you'd really love to see them put the ball in the end zone and execute a drive here. Give him some good game time, a couple good snaps, and really build on something for next week, Ron.
He's got to be somewhat optimistic already, though, having a great running play himself, completing a first down.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Stepping in, it's always tough when you step into a deficit in the second half like that.
Right.
Deniz steps back. He's got a man on the right side, and boy, the ball is just dropped, flat out dropped by Ray. As he had the ball, he started turning his head upfield, trying to look about where he wanted to go, and unfortunately, when you don't bring that ball in and make that catch, it's an incomplete pass, and that's what we saw. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Coyotes need to get just over midfield to the 49 of the Blackhawks side for the first down.
It's going to be interesting when they go into tape review and really examine this game.
Tape review on a 52-3 game is never going to be a fun experience.
No.
But hey, you know what? You
learn. You'll still learn.
Life is full of teachable moments, and they have plenty of them for this week, and that's okay. Here's the snap. Armando Deniz steps out of the way, and oh boy, that looks like an interception. Did he catch it on the sideline? No, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Deniz did a good job of getting around the side and evading the pass rush. Throws the ball, tries to find a man on the right sideline. And actually, are they saying that was a catch? Looks like they are now saying that was an interception. That was a reception. And so the defense, trying to figure it out, the defense a little bit stunned. They thought that was initially called incomplete. And now they're saying it was completed. 1st and 10 Blackhawks, 45-yard line. It's been a rough day for quarterbacks for the Coyotes today, Ron.
It has been, Sam.
We're in the 4th quarter. Beautiful night here. Beautiful day in Los Angeles.
You could not have asked for better weather.
Our high was probably mid-70s at the most, but beautiful sunny day. The night's cooled down, not too chilly.
Can't say weather was an impact at all.
Nope,
this
absolutely
evening.
not.
It's a Chamber of Commerce kind of day here in L.A.
No wind. We're at historic Jackie Robinson Stadium here in Inglewood, California, in Los Angeles. And now the referees are talking. We're going to take a quick break. We're not quite sure what's going on, but we're going to let them figure it out. We'll be right back. You are watching SoCal Coyotes football. We'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Got it all sorted out. Blackhawks 1st and 10 play. Quick handoff, and he goes down immediately. Nowhere to go. That was number 25, Kendall Gordon. We've seen him most of the game. Just about the entire interior defensive line for the Coyotes in on that stop, Ron. They kind of pretty much saw where that was going immediately. The Blackhawks obviously just trying to kill clock.
Yeah, player had a slip and fall, so that's easy to jump on.
That's right. 7-yard loss on the play. It's going to be 2nd, 17. Easy math there. But 9:30 left. We have 9:30 left in the game. GM Scott Alvarez, photographer, videographer, GM, equipment guy.
You play many roles.
Sells popcorn on the side, tries to get a few bucks. He does everything he can. There's the play. Pitch out to the left side. He's got a little bit of room, gets it forward for a few yards, and then he's met by just about half of the entire Coyote defense on the pursuit play. Going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play, though. Back to pretty much the original line of scrimmage. So again, it looks like it was a gain of about, we're going to say 6 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. It's going to be a short 11 for the Blackhawks.
Sam, it's rare when you say a short 11.
It means it's almost 10, but not really quite.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, don't tell the Blackhawks that it's short. That 11 is short. Although the way that they've been moving the ball. Here's the snap out of the shotgun. And that's number 13 now, the quarterback. Throws the ball over. That's number 13 for the Blackhawks. That's Michael Polk. Throws the ball out of bounds. Brings up the 4th and 11 play now. So Jimmy Doe done for the night, looks like. And we're going to see what the Blackhawks decide to do on their 4th down play, 4th and 11. The ball is in Coyote territory. If they have a turnover on downs, it looks like they're going to punt the ball. Anderson is back for the Coyotes, standing at about the 26-yard line or 24-yard line. 7:30 left in the game. Clock is running. Players moving on and off the field for the Blackhawks. They're not really in a rush to get this ball. Now the whistle snapped. Coyotes look like they're about to rush the punter. That ball gets away, and it bounces out of bounds before anybody can touch it. No return on the play. We'll see where the referees decide to mark it. Looks like it's going to be right around the 27-yard line or so. And that's where it's like the 26-yard line. 26. Middle judge had 27. The side judge said 26, so that's where it goes.
Side judge wins.
Absolutely. That's his job. So, Coyotes, 1st and 10. On the 26. Moving the huddle around. They're just getting into the huddle now. Again, neither team really seems to be really in a hurry to get plays off at this point, Ron.
Sam, at this point, Sam, we just don't want to have any injuries, anything unfortunate happen.
Absolutely. It's been a tough game, and these are tough losses. And in the moment, it's really hard to take anything away from it other than the bitterness of the defeat. 6:50 left in the game. Trips right. There's the snap. It's an inside handoff to number 24. That's Kayvon Buggs. 6 minutes left. Clock is running. Ball sitting at the 30-yard line. So nice pickup of about 5 on the play. We'll call it 4. They got to get to the 36-yard line for the first down. Coyotes go split receivers. Deniz takes the snap, bobbles it for a second, gets it back, and then he's going to make a throw to the sideline, and oh boy, dangerous pass. He threw just wildly to the right side. Number 19 for the Blackhawks almost comes up with the interception, drops it for the incomplete. But boy, another dangerous throw there.
Yeah, Coyote quarterbacks have got to learn not to make those dangerous throws.
There's just a little bit of that panic when he's stepping into the pocket and he's trying to make a play happen, but that's not really wise, especially when you got a defense that's just teeing up off on you. So under 5 minutes now left in the game. 3rd down for the Coyotes. Third and 6. There's the snap, and he's looking downfield. He's got immediate pressure, trying to step away from it, and he's going to get sacked. He had no chance. And now we got some scuffling going on, and that's going to be a flag on the Coyotes on Deniz. He got a little frustrated, pushed on the defender that had sacked him. Was not happy about that, but you know what? That's the game, and obviously frustration coming out here, Ron. That's going to be an extra 15 that the Coyotes didn't need, but they're in fourth down situation anyway.
Yeah, very, very frustrating, Sam.
Another opportunity just to see Kozlik's leg here, number 21.
Yep.
It's a new punter for the Coyotes, and now we're waiting to see Yeah, Kozlik coming on. Yeah, he's going on. Looks like he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do, but he's definitely gonna be out there. I don't know if there was a chance that we weren't gonna try to go for it. I don't know why they. But anyway, now the ball is being placed on the 26. So it looks like they must have declined the penalty, or the flag was picked up. I'm not quite sure what happened there, Ron, but the ball is at where the line of scrimmage was, so the ball is no different than it was before. And now the Coyotes look like they're going to actually go for it. Kozlik comes off the field. Deniz comes back on. It's third down. So a little bit of confusion on the Coyotes, a little bit of confusion on the broadcast team up here. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Ryan Pervine, number 15, the running back, comes in on the play. It's 3rd and 10 from what I'm seeing on the field. So that's what we're going to go with.
I'm really not sure what was. It's as if the flag was picked up.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if the flag went against. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, that's the shotgun snap right there. Deniz rolls out to his left, tries to flip it, and he finds a man in the middle of the field. Now he's at the 40-yard line. That's 24. That's Bugs. Nice little pickup on the play. Kayvon Bugs to the 40-yard line.
Kayvon's making some plays here.
Yep, out of the backfield. Nice little flip play. He just crossed into the middle of the field and vacated all the space that was left by the defenders on the rush. Deniz does a good job of finding him, stepping up into the pocket and finding his open man for the first down. Again, things you can build on for next week, Ron. That's a nice executed play there.
Yes, they are definitely looking at what can we do to make next week better.
That's right. First down. Split receiver set for the Coyotes. There's the snap. Quick handoff inside. This looks like Pervine. Makes a nice little cut and a couple of spin moves. Pervine with a nice run all the way up to the 45-yard line of the Blackhawks. Pervine with some nifty moves there for a large man. Boy, I tell you what, he's nimble on his feet. Double spin move. He spun and then he spun again. He's the whirling dervish out there. With 2 minutes left, I think we're about to hit the 2-minute warning.
You know, Sam, right there, great example of you just don't stop and give up.
Absolutely.
You know, even though they're down by a lot, you know, Pervine just wanted to find that end zone. He wanted to make that move and make that play.
And I'm giving the Coyotes, the entire team, credit. You know, the defense is fighting, trying not to give up any points. Offense is trying to put something together. They've got some fresh blood in there, trying to get some young players some playing time. And absolutely right. They're trying to execute. They're trying to put points on the board. They haven't given up. Whereas we saw flashes of that maybe in the first half, but we're not seeing that in the second half, and you got to give them credit for that.
Yes.
So the first down play, we're still right around 2 minutes. Haven't heard the 2-minute warning yet. There's the snap. Deniz steps up, and he's going to get caught from behind. Just took a little too long for that play to develop. Sacked at midfield. Going to be a loss of about 6, 7, 8, 9. Boy, they just keep moving it back. Boy, it looks like it's a loss of about 12 on the play. Ball's all the way. Actually, they caught that at the 48-yard line or the 49-yard line on the Coyote side. So back on the other side of midfield. Deniz steps into the huddle with the play. Deniz with a little extra oomph on the snap from the huddle. I think he's a little frustrated. He's trying to make something happen for this team, trying to get the guys fired up. Split receivers. The shotgun snap. Deniz drops back, finds his man to the left side. He's going to have an open man right at the 45-yard line of the Blackhawks. And that's going to be a completed pass. That's obviously not enough for a first down, but it's back to the original line of scrimmage, Ron. And that's 3rd down and 10 now.
Well, again, he's made a few plays now, so he's trying to look at what can we do next week.
When he's had time to really step into his throw and go through his progressions, when he's had some time, he's been able to really put. It's when he's getting into the scramble mode that his brain kind of short circuits on him, and that will come with time and practice.
Right.
And reps. You know, that again, you just
time,
can't,
practice,
you
and reps.
can't simulate reps in practice, and when you only practice once a week. Just like all the players, just like both teams, the Blackhawks are in the same boat that we are.
Mm-hmm.
But But still, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. They're not practicing every day like in college or high school or football or in the pros.
Correct.
So, and when I say the pros, I mean, of course, the NFL this is developmental pro football. Split receiver set. Wide out on the left side. Deniz takes the snap. He's got a gang rush. They just sent everybody. They're just now bringing the entire house for the sack. Deniz just never had a chance.
If you don't protect your quarterback, he can't make a play.
Yep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, there was no 2-minute warning, I guess, so we just went right from 2 minutes right to the end of the game. That buzzer you hear is the end of the game. Your score, the 46 for the Inglewood Blackhawks against your SoCal Coyotes with 3 points. It's been a long game for these folks, but we will be back. We'll be back next week. We'll be strong. We'll be ready to play our first home game of the season, Ron. 52-3, excuse me. 52-3 is the score.
Sam, it was great calling a game with you, but I don't like the outcome.
That's all right.
But we'll have better days.
Next week is another week.
Yes.
Tomorrow's another day, and next week's another week. We want to thank you for listening. Godspeed for everybody on their safe travels home, and Godspeed to all those in Ukraine and across the world. We hope that that peace persists in the long run. You've been tuned in to SoCal Coyotes football. I'm Sam Maggio, Slammin' Sam, the voice of the SoCal Coyotes, and my man next to me, Senior Vice President of the nonprofit SoCal Coyotes, Ron DiGrandi. Ron, thank you so much.
We'll do this again.
We will catch you next week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be a first home game of the year. We can't wait. Going to be the Santa Clarita Tigers, Santa Clarita Valley Tigers.
Yep.
And we'll be ready to roll. You all be safe, take care, and we will catch you on the flip side.